This is Eric Stark. Today's episode is going to be about upgrading your RV furniture. It's a follow-up to last week's episode about making your RV more comfy. Just a little bit more comfortable, so you want to use it a little bit more often. Enjoy that RV, making it comfortable like your house. Upgrading your furniture could be part of that. On today's episode, which is episode number 60, I'm going to be talking about upgrading your RV furniture, making it more comfortable, just like your home. And today there's a plethora of furniture available, and you don't have to go to furniture stores to find it, because furniture stores, as we know, they sell furniture for a house, not for an RV. Sometimes you can find small pieces of furniture to fit, but you're not going to be able to find exactly what you want. Before we get into the show, I want to remind everybody to share this podcast, let others know about it, send a link. You can go to radioarizonarv.com. You can download the show from there. You can listen to the show from there. And of course, you can gain access to all of our other websites from radioarizonarv.com. And right now, the links are at the bottom of the homepage. So if you scroll right to the bottom of the homepage, you'll see the links to our other websites. Now, as I was saying, RV furniture. Quite often we buy an RV and we just leave the furniture in there that's there. Maybe we'll find a chair in our house that'll fit. We just kind of make stuff work, which is understandable. Up until recently, RV furniture has been kind of a tough nut to crack, really. You could find it here and there, but it was never consistent. Companies would sell it, they'd discontinue it. Stores would sell it, discontinue it. In fact, in Arizona at one time, we had a complete showroom. It was 1,000 square feet of RV furniture, carpet, furniture, window coverings. But the furniture would come and go, and it was a real chore to sell it. So we discontinued it all. But now it's a lot easier to do. And the reason why is there's companies that sell furniture that actually can get shipped right to your home. And believe it or not, when it gets to your home, it's in good shape. It's not a box full of, oops, why did I order that online? Why did I have them ship that to me? It doesn't happen. They package it pretty good. And to test that out, I actually bought some furniture for our store just to see how it would arrive, what kind of shape it would be in. I was actually impressed. In fact, I was very impressed. And the furniture I bought was made by Lippert Components, part of their Thomas Paine collection. And it showed up. A couple things I had to put together after I took it out of the box, but it wasn't scratched up. It wasn't damaged. It was in perfect condition. Very nice. I was impressed by that. And so I thought, hey, this would be a good subject for a podcast, because a lot of people don't even know you can get furniture for RVs. Most RV stores don't have a furniture showroom. I don't have one in my store. I have a couple pieces that I can show people, but they're not even in my store. They're actually in my studio where I create videos and podcasts. I have to show it to them. They have to ask. It has to come up. The subject matter has to be brought up. But I have it so I can show it to them, show it the quality of it, and how when it gets shipped, it's not destroyed in the shipping process. And Lippert Components, they make good furniture. Lippert Components makes a lot of good products. So I'm going to start with them. Lippert Components, we have a relationship with them. We sell a lot of their awning fabrics, which I'm a fan of the Solaire awning fabric. And we love their slide-out awnings, their complete awnings. And they sell, power gear. They have a bunch of other products. And so we sell a lot of their products because they have a good product. But their furniture is one where, as I was saying, when you go to an RV store, you're not even going to see it because they don't have it in the store. But it is available in the catalogs. And the catalogs that we have the furniture in it. They have the colors. They have the prices, the details about the furniture. And of course, Lippert Components on their website, they have a great PDF brochure about their furniture. It's 24 pages. In fact, I'm scrolling through it right now on my 65-inch monitor in my office. So cool. So handy. They have different furniture for RVs, and it's designed for RVs. So what does that mean? Well, it's a little bit smaller, a little more compact. In most cases, you'll be able to get it through the front door in one piece without scratching it up or taking the door jamb off or anything apart. Even their theater seating, as they call it, comes in sections. So you can actually kind of buy what you want to buy in a section. You can get a right section, a center section, a left section. You can get a cup holder with an armrest section. And you can piece this together inside your RV. That means you can get it all to the doors in pieces, one piece at a time, then lay it out how you want it. So you can also make it how you want it. Maybe you only want a right and left section, like a little love seat. That's perfect. Maybe you want 3 sections. You can put 3 sections in, whatever you want to do. Now, Lippert Components isn't the inventor of sections. Another company is Patrick Industries, and they have the same type of furniture, same quality. It's nice furniture. I've seen it, touched it, felt it. Either one would be a good fit if it's in your budget and it's what you want to do. So if you go to an RV store, they should have a catalog with the information in it. They should have the pictures of the furniture, the part numbers, pricing, all that should be available. The furniture isn't super expensive. It's not really cheap or inexpensive. It's priced right for what it is. You buy one of these pieces of furniture, it's going to last you for years and years to come. It's an investment, but it's a worthwhile investment. As I said, Lippert Components, they have the Thomas Paine collection. Patrick Industries has the Platinum series. They're very similar. They're not identical. They're very similar in their product lines, but either one of these. So check it out at an RV store. Just go into the RV store and ask them if they have any furniture in their catalog that they can show you. And they should be able to. I mean, most RV stores have one catalog that all RV stores have. They buy from one supplier. Now, there's multiple suppliers, and we don't buy just from one, but this is a national supplier, and most RV stores have their catalog. And so you want to check that out when you have a chance. You can look at it online. You get a feel for it, an idea, but if you go to the store, you can talk to a person there. They can make some phone calls on your behalf if they need to. You get a little more personal touch. It's buying furniture, unless you're comfortable just buying it online. But I would check with the RV store. Like I have fabric samples that you can touch and feel, which makes a big difference. The material looks like leather. They do have some cloth versions of it, but most of it looks like leather, but it's not real leather. It's fake leather. Looks like it, but it's not. And Patrick Industries is the same way. So you're not going to be spending, thousands upon thousands of dollars here for furniture that's way more expensive than what it'd be worth putting in an RV, but you are going to get nice RV furniture that has the look and feel of leather. Very nice. In fact, what the pieces I have here that I show to my customers, they love it every time. We've sold furniture from just one piece because they can look at the quality and they trust me too, which helps because when I say we get it in one piece and it's not all damaged, they believe me. And our supplier, when they ship it, if it does come damaged, they'll take care of it. They're not just going to leave you in the lurch. And that should be the same for everybody. You shouldn't get stuck with damaged furniture because, it is an investment and you don't want to have to be fighting this. It's not a $15 vent lid or something like that. This is a piece of furniture. Those are 2 brands, Lippert Components and Patrick Industries. By the way, I mention a lot of brands on this show, and if I mention the brand, it's generally because I like the quality of their products. I'm not doing it just to sell something. I don't believe in that, and I don't get paid for mentioning a brand. I have no sponsors other than myself. I fund this show myself, and, doing a podcast isn't cheap. Everything I do costs money, and I don't mind doing it. For me, it's fun. I enjoy it, actually. I'm just telling you that. So it's when I throw something out there, it's not because I'm getting paid to say it. I'm saying it because I believe in the product. I believe in the company. And I've known Patrick Industries for ages. I visited them when they were in California, looked at some of their products when they were primarily doing paneling and stuff like that for RVs. I was a distributor back then, selling parts to RV stores. So I was looking at, just options. They're much smaller than what they are today, but they've grown into a bigger company, but they're still a good company, which is always nice. They've been supplying the OEM or the manufacturers of RVs for decades now. So they have a reputation and it's all good, at least from my perspective. Another thing too, Patrick Industries has a product they call Smart Tiles. I don't know if this is their brand. It probably isn't, but they do distribute them or market them. And this is another product you can find in a catalog in an RV store. And these things are pretty cool. They're called Smart Tiles. So we're moving on from the furniture now, if you haven't guessed. Going to go to one other thing after this, maybe 2 other. But the smart tiles, they look like miniature tiles, mosaic type tiles. And you can transform the look of an RV in just a half an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, depending on how much you want to do with this. But it's peel and stick. You can cut it with a razor knife and a straight edge, mark it with a pencil, measure it with a measuring tape. So maybe you want to do a backsplash around your stove area, the kitchen sink area, which, most homes have that. In an RV, quite often it's just paneling. Maybe it's a different color paneling, but it's just paneling. Where this will stick onto the wall and it'll look pretty sharp. It'll dress up an RV pretty quick. And it's so easy to use. And they're not that expensive. A box of 10 is $25 to $35, depending on the style you get. These can really dress up maybe a drab area of the RV. You just want to add a little extra something to it. And even they're functional too, because if you do put it behind a stove or a kitchen sink, it's going to catch the grease or the water, the spatter, the spray, whatever it might be, and protect that paneling. Paneling can only withstand so much water, so much grease before it just starts to deteriorate and look horrible and then, turn into mush. And, you go in a lot of RVs and that's what's happened and they look horrible. The kitchen sometimes can just look horrible. And it's not because the person hasn't tried. It's just, it wasn't designed for that. These smart tiles, really cool for that. So I would check that out. Any RV store should have the same catalog with the different samples in it and the prices, and it's real easy to do. It's peel and stick, and it really is that simple. Of course, you'd have to clean the grease and so forth off the wall to make it really stick and last for a long time. But I think you get the point. You see, that's one more thing you can do to make your RV comfy. Throw in some furniture or a piece of furniture and put in some smart tiles. They're so easy to use. In fact, I want to get some just to do something with them. I don't even need them, but man, looking at my trailer, what can I do to it? Yeah, I get carried away sometimes too because I get everything at cost, so I don't mind spending the money, but it still ends up being money. So I have to have real reason for it, real project. But I think you get the picture though. Like I said, I don't promote anything unless I believe in it. The smart tiles are definitely something that I haven't tried, but I certainly believe in it, and I will get a box, test them out here in the store. I got a couple places where you can actually put them up and leave them up and see how they perform. The other item, now this truly fits into the comfy mold. This is, besides a recliner, what's the other thing in your home that it should be the most comfortable thing? Well, I said a recliner, but it could be a chair, your sofa. But what's the one other thing? A mattress. When you go to bed at night, you want to sleep on springs or do you want to sleep on air, cloud, Well, that's another item that you're going to be able to get from RV stores. And quite often they don't have them on display because mattresses take up quite a bit of space. Even a small little display, it takes up space. And to have actual mattresses that you can lay on, well, it's not a mattress store. It's an RV parts and accessory store. And over the years, we've sold them without any regret. And Lippert Components, again, owns a mattress division called Denver Mattress, popular brand. And I would say that you could buy any quality mattress from Denver Mattress, and it's going to be better than what you have, unless you already have one. Their mattresses are great. And what comes in an RV generally isn't. It's a thin layer of material with a bunch of springs and a little bit of padding. Not that comfortable. When you lay down, you almost feel like you're hitting the wood underneath it, the support underneath it. An RV mattress has to have plywood underneath it because you'd just fall right through if it didn't. It's not like a residential mattress with a box spring and everything. RV mattresses are a different ball game. In fact, I have a nicer Denver mattress in my trailer, and it's just like a whole mattress. It's very nice, and it's the best one they have. So it costs a little bit more, but it's well worth it. When you're traveling, you want to be able to sleep. It's no different than being at home. Who wants to be tired on a trip? You're out for a week and you're just exhausted because you can't sleep at night because the mattress is just lame. Well, chuck that old mattress. Get a Denver mattress. They're very nice. And of course, they sell sheets and stuff like that to fit them if you want them, microfiber sheets. That's something you can shop, wherever, everybody has different flavors for sheets, but I'll say this, microfiber sheets are nice. I like them. So check those out wherever you get those. If it's from an RV store or just a store that sells microfiber sheets that you like, that'll fit the mattress, just check it out. So one more thing, or one more company too, is Jameson. They make RV mattresses as well. Now, I don't have any hands-on experience with Jameson, so I'm not going to get 100% behind their product at this point. I'm going to have to touch and feel one first, sleep on one, test it out. But they have made mattresses for the Marriott hotels for years, for over 50 years, according to their information. Now, I don't know if that's good or bad. I've been in Marriotts. I've been in some high-end hotels, and sometimes the mattresses aren't that great. Sometimes they're awesome. But I would never pick one up to see what brand it is because I'm afraid to touch it because it's in a hotel. Even the best hotel, they could be pretty unsanitary. But I'm going to take them at their word because they do make them, and they probably, with a hotel chain like Marriott, I would say they get a lot of feedback on what works, what doesn't work. And so taking that technology and putting it in an RV makes sense to me. Now, like I said, I'm not 100% behind them, but they've made it to this catalog that we buy our RV parts from, so I have to trust them, our supplier anyways, and give Jameson the benefit of the doubt. And if you can find a store that happens to have any in stock, then it might be worthwhile. Look at it, see if they're comfortable or not, or talk to Jameson, see what kind of warranty they have. Maybe you can buy one for your RV and use it for 100 nights and return it if you don't like it. Possibility, you never know. Another thing too is when it comes to mattresses, don't forget about the kids. The mattresses that manufacturers put in an RV for kids, like a sheet of paper with nothing. They're just lousy. Quite often mattresses for kids, we just don't even consider it. Oh, they don't need it. They're kids. They can bounce back. They're active and it won't affect them. But it probably does. It's just later on in life when it catches up with them. But why not just spend the extra money? Let them be comfortable. Share. If you deserve it, don't they deserve it? Think about that as well. Don't do it just for yourself. But if you have children, buy the mattresses for your children. And, speaking of mattresses, I also want to mention, too, quite often RVs come with sofa beds, fold-out beds, and they can be pretty uncomfortable as well. And sometimes you can upgrade them. You can put a piece of foam mat on them or maybe even replace the mattress. Well, I know Lippert Components, their jackknife sofa works pretty good as a comfortable place to sleep. I'm just throwing that out there because it is, part of sleeping. So they have a sofa that looks nice, but it's also pretty comfortable to sleep on. These are just a few extra additions to the show last week. Oh, one more. I just remembered. If you're going to be doing this on the inside, maybe putting on the tiles and dressing it up, why not change the window coverings too if you have to? Maybe you already have window coverings, but you want to upgrade them. Maybe they're just getting old. Maybe you have the pleated shades and they just don't work that well anymore. They've been a little handled wrong and just don't cut the mustard, as they say. There's a couple different brands. United Shade is one and Irvine Shade is another one. And they both make interior shades. A little bit different how they work. Irvine Shade has the pleated shades, the day and night as they're called. United Shade has some real nice roll-up ones. It's a day and night shade as well, except it rolls up. It's your flavor there. You can get the pleated shades that you pull the string on and they raise and lower, or you can get the roll-up type, whichever you prefer. Both of them are going to make a wonderful addition to the RV, going to make it a lot cleaner looking inside, going to update it. So even if you have shades, maybe they've gotten old, as I said, faded out, and you want to spruce it up some, you can throw in a couple shades. You don't even have to do the whole RV, maybe just the living area. Maybe the ones in your bedroom are okay, or you're not concerned about that. Maybe just in the living area. Upgrade them, and you can get those again at any RV store. You can walk in, look at their catalog. The catalogs have pretty good color samples in them. You can't touch and feel. But, an RV store can always call the supplier and get some samples sent to them or sent to you so you can touch and feel it before you make that final purchase. They can walk you through that entire process. And each company is a little bit different. And they are custom made. They're made to your to your measurements, not your RV, but your measurements. And quite often, if you have shades already there, you can just take those shades down and get the numbers off of those, and those will say exactly what it is, the size, the color, everything about it. And that way you don't have to do any measuring. They can just take the numbers off that shade. And then if you want to change the color, that's not a big deal. Or you can just remeasure, do whatever you need to do. Or if you're just adding them, then you'd have to measure. But talk to the store where you get them. And I recommend going through a store. These are one of those things that if it comes wrong, you want to be able to talk to someone about it. And I'm not knocking internet companies. We sell online. But sometimes this kind of thing is so much easier to deal with in store with a person. You might pay a little bit more, but the customer service can certainly make that worthwhile, especially if there's any issues, if the shades were to come damaged, they get damaged in shipping. When you have a store fighting on your behalf, they're going to fight a little harder because they don't want to get stuck with the shade and they want you to be happy. They can't control what's happening in shipping, UPS, FedEx, post office, whoever. They can't control what they do with the product, but they can certainly help you get a replacement product down the road. So sometimes that customer service is worth the extra money, if there is any extra money. Sometimes it's just assumed it's cheaper online. And actually, in the store, it might be cheaper, or they can match that online price. That's it. I promise. I have no other things I want to add to the show today about sprucing up the inside of your RV. Now, like I said, you can go to an RV store, check out their catalogs, give them the chance. And if you decide you just don't want to buy it from them, then you can shop online. Heck, you can call me for that matter. Take a look at it, make that RV comfy, and make it a little more usable. If you make it more comfortable, you're going to use it a little bit more often. Enjoy it more often. Take your family, make them comfortable as well. I want to thank everybody for listening today. This is Eric Stark with Radio Arizona RV. And again, as a reminder, I have brought up talking about some other shows that I plan on doing. And I just haven't gotten all the information together yet. I'm working on it. So I'm going to talk about Energizer generators. I'm going to talk about a device that works with air conditioners to lower the amp so you can run your air conditioner on a 2,000 watt generator. Now that's pretty good. So that's for an upcoming episode. In the next 2 or 3 episodes, I'm going to have some good stuff. Another one about RV backup camera systems. I'm working on that right now, and hopefully that's going to be the next one. I'm trying to pull all the stuff together for that. So again, I want to thank everybody for listening. This is Eric Stark with Radio Arizona RV.